I'm Dr. Anthony Harper with the InterMountain Christian News, and blessed to be here in Jerusalem. There are a lot of hot events coming up in light of President Trump's announcement, the declaration of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, and moving the embassy here to Jerusalem, which is welcomed by many people in Israel. The Prime Minister is very thankful for this bold move for President Trump. And I am with Mr. Avi Lipkin, who is here to talk with me about this idea of a Judeo-Christian party within the Knesset. Thank you, Mr. Lipkin, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And for more information about the Judeo-Christian Party, they can learn. People can learn information on a website that you have, which is avilipkin.net, which that would be AVILIP as in Paul, KIN.net. Share with our viewers more details about how this idea of a Judeo-Christian party came up, and the reason behind having this party in the Knesset.
Okay, well, firstly, I am not a Christian and I'm not a Messianic. I am somewhere very uncomfortably between Orthodox and conservative Judaism. They call me conservadox. But I have been working for the last 27 years with Christian churches of all denominations, and I've come to realize that the Christians are not our best friends, they are our only friends. And we are facing a war of survival. We are facing a potential Holocaust, worse than the Nazi Holocaust. And I don't say this lightly.
Back to the issue about this Judeo-Christian party, you believe this will be very helpful for Israel. And the reason behind that is because I think you stated earlier about how Christians have been a real benefit to Israel in contrast to Muslims. And so what would you say about as far as the benefit of having this Judeo-Christian party?
Well, firstly, if we look at the Trump proclamation about Jerusalem, President Trump represents what I call white Anglo-Saxon Protestant America, the WASP America. American Protestantism never killed one Jew. America has only blessed the Jews in America. And same with Canada, same with England after Oliver Cromwell with the Protestant Reformation, Australia, New Zealand. America has only blessed the Jewish people. And this carried forth over 200 years ago with Protestant evangelicals who were the first Zionists. And Jewish Zionism that started with Theodor Herzl actually was very influenced by these early Christian Zionists who said that according to the Bible, God is going to restore the Jews to their land. And so what we see in sometimes more or less, unfortunately less sometimes, is that the United States governments and presidents have been supporters of the state of Israel to some degree. And I think Trump indeed is a reincarnation of the Emperor Cyrus of Iran, of Persia, who helped the Jews to return to the land and build the Second Temple. So yes, I think that the Christians of America, the Christians of Canada, the Christians of Europe, and I've spoken in dozens of Christian countries in Europe, these people love God, they love the Bible, they love the Jews, they love Jesus Christ, and this is all a part of the same ideology that these Christians believe in. And I think here in Israel, if 8% of our population is Christian, meaning Arab Christian, Russian Christian, Ethiopian Christian, with a smattering of the WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant Christians of the West, these people should have representation in the Knesset. And if we don't create a Judeo-Christian love party, there eventually will be some anti-Semitic Christians who will say, you know what, we're going to fight for a Christian, exclusive Christian party which will hate the Jews just as much as they hate us. And so one of the purposes of my party is to overcome the hatred between Jews and Christians. This party is supposed to be a Judeo-Christian love party and unity party and alliance party.
So for people to know more information about this, about the Judeo-Christian party, once again, avilipkin.net. And
if I may add also, I have 300 YouTubes, which are all free. And I recommend, many people have said that my YouTubes are very interesting, very enlightening, and they're all free. So if you go to YouTube, you'll find my teachings and many TV shows that I've done, including Fox and Friends and Prophecy News, Prophecy Watchers, Koinonia House of Chuck Missler, Zola Levitt. These are different ministries with which I've worked extensively in the last 27 years.
Well, in light of what you've been talking about, the Christian, Judeo-Christian party and the benefit to Israel, and in the Knesset, not only is there a very important representation, but reminds me of the Prime Minister's recent event here in Israel, reaching out to the Christian media, that he sees the importance of the Christian media over the secular media that is not very likely to report the truth about Israel. So the Prime Minister sees very clearly how important the Christian influence is in being a blessing to Israel. And I'm going to be curious to see what happens with this legislation here. How soon do you expect a response to the Judeo-Christian party idea?
Okay, well, firstly, I submitted the list of 100 plus founders a year and a half ago to the Israeli government. The Ministry of Interior approved it, the Ministry of Justice, for procedural reasons, bureaucratic reasons, said that our lawyers had done this in an improper manner and had to be redone. Another $20,000, I already paid my lawyers $40,000. And so a month ago, we submitted this a second time, a list of 107 signatures, which is, you need 100 signatures to found a party. And my lawyer submitted it again. And again, the Ministry of Interior approved it. And in these very days, as we are doing this taping, we are waiting for an answer from the Ministry of Justice, Registrar of Parties. And all I can say is that if the party, it's a win or win. If the party is accepted, then we are legal. We can start campaigning for the next elections for about 2 years from now. If we are rejected, I will go to the Supreme Court and ask, how can it be that a country like Israel, which is supposedly democratic, is objecting to a Judeo-Christian Western civilization and democracy party, which would give representation to a people today who have no representation, and the Christians today have no representation. So this is something that I believe has to be fixed.
Well, that is a concern of a lot of Christian people in America and most likely worldwide about how crucial the Christian influence has been in regard with Israel and establishment of Israel. And thank you for sharing more about this, and looking forward to see how this progresses. Once again, avilipkin.net if you want to get more information about the Judeo-Christian party. And where on your website would they find that specific information about the party?
Well, it's not a very extensive website, so if they go through the website, they'll find it. It's not going to take them very long.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Lipkin, for joining me.